Good evening, everyone. We are the Gratitude Girls.
Gratitude girls are in the house. Hi, Lori. How are you?
Hi, Catherine.
What a great night. Amazing things are happening tonight. You know that, right?
Always with us.
Always. We have phenomenal things that go on before the show. If you could only be here 5 minutes before we begin, you would see the show before the show. Let me introduce myself. My name is Catherine Asaro Myers, affectionately known as Rara's in the House, and I'm broadcasting to you live tonight from Niagara-on-the-Lake, Ontario, Canada. And I am here with my amazing partner who holds the fort down no matter what. For almost 10 years, I'm here with, I'll let you introduce yourself, Lori.
Yes, I am Lori Dalprodecki, and I'm outside of Nashville, Tennessee.
Lori's holding down the fort. When I say that, I mean she's doing all the technical work because, there's someone has to do it. And in case you want to think about doing some of your own production, let me show you like a hashtag fail of what happened to me tonight. While Lori's doing all the things that need to be done, I decided to go live on my Facebook because I wanted to give a little quick intro to tonight's show. Anyway, go watch 8 minutes of me doing nothing. 8 minutes and 21 seconds of me just hanging out in front of my camera. And I'll tell you why at the end of the show, why that happened like that. So tonight we're going to be talking to you and introducing to you one of our guests, amazing guest. Before we do that, Lori, for people who are tuning in for the first time tonight, aside from the fact that I have something to explain later about why do you want to watch me for 8 minutes and 21 seconds doing nothing? I don't know. Sometimes those things go viral. Let's see what happens. Why are we doing the Gratitude Girls show? Why are we here?
Yes, well, Catherine and I actually met on stage in front of thousands of people back in June of 2013. And so Catherine and I are both in a direct sales company called Send Out Cards, technically now called Greener Still, but it's still a separate also kind of entity. It's a long story, but anyway, Send Out Cards. And we were cross-lined to each other in that company. So if you know anything about direct sales or network marketing, we're on different teams. And so there's different teams in the company and we were on different teams. So we didn't know each other, but that year, each year, the company would have, it's an international company, and they would have like a theme for the company convention for the whole year. And then one person at the convention would like win an award for whatever that theme was for the year. So 2013, the theme was gratitude. And so our CEO gets up on stage and he always says like, all these wonderful things, accolades and attributes about the person that is going to win the award. And maybe some of the comments, because this person wins the award by their peers. So by all the thousands of customers and distributors in the company picks the person. And so he reads some of the stories that people have sent in or whatever, things like that. And so he called Catherine up on stage. And so I am one of those techie people. So I'm in the crowd. I'm taking pictures in one hand and having my video camera going with the other hand and just streaming everything. And then he ends up saying that for the first time ever, that there was a tie that year. And so then he starts giving the accolades and attributes of the next person. And he'll always like give subtle hints. Like first he won't say whether it's a he or she. Then he'll keep going a little bit more. Then he'll finally say that. And then he said something about like how long they had been in the company. So I got it narrowed down into my head that it was only like 2 or 3 different people. And I was like, which one of them could it be? And then he ends up saying my name. So anyway, so that's how Catherine and I actually met, was up on stage in front of everyone. And it was kind of like one of those things, you know, how like love at first sight, they say. Well, this was kind of like best friends / business partners for life at first sight.
Yes.
And we decided that there's no coincidences. There's always a reason for everything that happens. And that day, within like 2 or 3 minutes, Gratitude Girls was born.
It was so instantaneous, Lori. I remember that day. I love when we come onto the show and we talk about this, because it just brings us right back to the moment I remember when my knees were shaking. And for our audience, if you're wondering, and if you don't know this about Lori, because maybe you read it, maybe you heard it, but let me tell you, Lori won accolades for sending the most gifts in our company. I remember reading that and saying, what would it be like to receive a gift from Lori Delk? Somebody who gives more gifts than anyone. Well, I meet Lori, and within minutes, what does she do? She gives me a gift. How natural. I still have that beautiful eagle right on the other side of my desktop, and I look at it every day for almost 10 years. And Lori, that's in every house that we've moved into. And I've lost count how many houses we've moved into since we met, because we both like to do that. And when I found Lori, when we found each other, I felt like it was really meant to be. We knew that we would share something with the world, and we wanted to give others a place to share their stories of gratitude. So we both feel blessed. I know I can say that on your behalf, to be chosen by our peers of over 250,000 people, that we have our awards. And I'm staring at that award every single day as well, because it really makes me so proud to know that we were able to create and birth Gratitude Girls. And I guess if we had to birth anything, gratitude would be the thing that we would do together, right? And in doing that, all of our guests are able to come on and tell us about their stories. So without any further ado, what I would like to do is I would like to introduce our guest tonight. I'm going to tell you a little bit about her. Her name is Comfort Rexford. Comfort is an entrepreneur. She's a mother and a grandmother of two amazing children. Comfort was born in Ghana, West Africa. A few years after her mother passed, her family gave her away to an arranged marriage that brought her to America 30 years ago. Comfort left her family and she went to a new country with a man that she barely knew. There was a big adjustment for her with a new culture and a new environment, and she felt alone most of that time. Comfort didn't speak the language, and she wasn't accustomed to the cuisine, to the food. After a few months, she adapted to her new environment. And over the past 3 decades, America has become her home. Comfort would like to share her story with the world. A few of the endeavors that Comfort has been involved in over the years, what she's done over the years is selling a number of products, like makeup, insurance, and a real estate agent. Currently, Comfort is working on an autobiography of her life and her culture. Comfort, welcome to the Gratitude Girls show.
Thank you, Rara.
So nice of you to be here. Comfort, why don't we talk a little bit about, there's some phenomenal things that have happened to you. You're one of how many children?
Together, my daddy and my mom, 21.
Okay, to our audience, one of 21 children. This is the first time on our show that we have had a guest who's one of 21. So I thank you for bringing this history to us, to our show, to our audience, because it is amazing. Now, I know that you have some things in your life that we didn't discuss. This is an unrehearsed show. Is there some other phenomenon that you would like to share with us before we get into a day in the life of Comfort? Something that will astound our audience?
Like back home or here?
Okay, let's start with back home. Bring us back home. Paint the picture for us.
Ghana. like, ask me the question again. I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry. I understand what we're doing. We'll talk about Ghana. Some of the audience is not familiar about Ghana. They're not sure what it's like. Can you give us a little bit of an insight to what is it like when you were there? What was it like when you were there?
Growing up, I grew up in a small town, like we have a school. We didn't have a school bus. We walked to school. But it was fun. Going to school, we'll be working one by one, but coming back, we're mostly like in groups, praying and talking. It's like, Ghana's poor, but they happy. It's so laid back. Recently, I didn't go back for 13 years. And when I went back, I felt so in love. And I was like, how can I forget all this love? It's just peace and togetherness. We help each other. So Ghana is my area where I'm from is like a rainforest. Like my mama and daddy farm is next to the rainforest where elephants, when we were little, elephants used to come to my mama's farm and eat the food. They run away when they smell us. Sometimes we have to hit the wood, to make a noise so that they'll run away. They know that we're there because we don't want them to come near us.
So imagine when you were little, you were able to see elephants.
Yes.
Some of our audience are playing with kittens and puppies, and you got to play with elephants in a rainforest. Talk about something unique. So Comfort, when you were little and you were playing in that rainforest with those elephants, did you ever have a vision of yourself living in America here?
Well, not when I was little, but maybe like in my teenage years, I used to have the same dream that I was in a tall building, which Ghana don't have that much tall building except Accra, which I had never even been to Accra. But until after I came here, and I realized maybe that was the vision that I was coming over here. Not necessarily that because I didn't even want to come. I didn't want to come. So I won't say I have it, like I wanted to come, but somehow I guess I knew I was going to leave. And I had some of my daddy's children are here, but I was the first one in probably my hometown to come to America.
Look at that. Look at you, trailblazing. Now, you talked a little bit about your arranged marriage. Some of our audience might be able to relate to that and some wouldn't. Briefly, can you touch on how does that work?
Well, they still do it. Not as much, but when let's say somebody had traveled and they come back and say they want a wife, the family, or they can just be here and the family arrange woman and brought here. In my case, he came home and we got married and we came, he brought me. So it's like, for me, I didn't want to come. But if everybody was like, you got to go to America and you don't want to go. Well, I didn't know this man. He was about 12, 13 years older than me. And plus, I really wasn't looking forward to getting married. I was just having fun, doing my job, sewing, and just, so I didn't want to come, but Anyway, without going into a lot of details, somehow I came.
How
So
old were you, Comfort, at that time?
when they first talking me into it, I think maybe I was 24. 24, I think. Yeah. And to them, I was too old because by the time I was coming to America as a 25, maybe, my cousin had 3 kids. Some had 2 kids. So with me not having kids, I think part of the reason why they wanted me to come, they think I should be getting married and have kids, but I wasn't interested. I was just having fun.
Mhm. How many children do you have now?
2 and a grandbaby.
And a grandbaby. Awesome. Congratulations on that. We're very happy that you stayed.
Thank you.
You're very, very welcome. Lori, I know you might have a question for Comfort.
Yes, I have 2 questions. So you're one of 21 kids. Which number are you?
Well, my daddy have 18 kids with several women. So I don't know my daddy's side, but my mama have 4 kids and I was the last.
Okay, got it. That's neat. Okay. And then next, this is the Gratitude Girl show. So I was wondering if, everybody's like grateful for so many things in their life, right? But if there's just one thing that you could pick and story around it that you could share with our readers based around, something that you're grateful or thankful for.
Oh, it's so many. Which one to pick? I'll probably pick my children. I've been a single mom for 15 years and my children took care of me. So I'm so grateful for them. If it weren't for them, I don't know. I mean, I remember my son about 3 years in when I got divorced. I was sitting in the couch, quiet. He came to me, Mama, are you okay? Mama, are you sad? Mama, don't be sad. We're going to be fine. It's been 3 years and we're fine. Mama, we're going to be fine. I said, Isaac, I'm not sad. I'm just tired. So I'm grateful for my children and my grandbaby. They keep me going.
It's amazing that your son was so concerned and caring and that you answered him. You were tired, right? Because he was concerned about you.
Yeah.
Comfort, for the guests in the audience that's watching you right now and they're listening to your story and they're processing, right? You're one of 21, you're a single mom for 15 years, you left your country of Ghana, you came here, you made all of these adjustments and you pivoted and you've done all of these things. If you could maybe pick something that you would like to share, is there something that you tell yourself when you're going through a moment that might be tough? Something that you do or you say to pick yourself up that you could share with us tonight?
Many of them, but mostly what I do, I talk to myself. My daughter said I'm a motivational. I like to pick up people. If I can't do anything to help, I leave you like you are, but I'm not going to bring you down. So I talk to myself just like I'm talking to somebody. Comfort, it's okay. You've been here before. You fine. You'll be fine. I tell you this, one older lady at work, I kind of bumped into somebody a little bit because I was upset that my tax, right after we got divorced, we owed tax. And I was still looking for my refund. And it took more than half of my refund to pay the tax that we both owe. And I was so upset. I should have stayed home, but instead I got into a car going out. And I just kind of bumped into somebody. And I came to work and I was so upset because I bumped into somebody. Now my insurance is going to go up. And the lady looked at me and she said, Comfort, it will pass. So at first, I didn't really get it. But after a while, I realized it. And to this day, when I'm going to something, when I think about it, I said, I'm not going to say her name, but like make so-and-so said, this too will pass. And sure enough, it always does.
It always does, doesn't it?
Yes.
Comfort, you have a beautiful name. And we never know where names originate or how they originate. And we can always thank our parents, our mothers, our fathers for doing that. Would you like to share a little bit about how you have this beautiful, unique name, Comfort?
Yes. I was comfort to my mom because she had this, after she had three, I'm the fourth one. She had those three children. And then the fourth one, I don't know the reason. The fourth one died. And when that happened, she had, her breast was big and all. So she was trying to drain the milk. And people, put this on, try this, try that. Finally, the milk drained. She had a next baby. There was no milk. The breast would not produce milk. So they gave the baby a baby formula. And those days, as hard as Africa is, the 2-3 weeks later, the baby died. And another, including triplets. So I'm probably 9th or 10th. I don't even know. So finally, when I was born, they decide, when I was born and I survived, she named me Comfort because I was comfort to her.
And you are. And you are. And you're comfort to others. And the name fits you so well because of what you do and how you are with people. Now, Comfort, in the bio that I spoke about to introduce you, you have a story that you want to tell. And you want to tell that through the written word, if I may say.
Mhm.
Tell us a little bit about why. Why do you want to do this in the form
Why?
of the written word?
Well, I had so many interesting stories back home growing up and challenges here, as a single mom. And I learned a lot. And so I want to share. I think some women will learn from my story. And some of them, especially the young women, they can read and find comfort in it and say that if she can go through all that and come out on top, so can I. So I just want to share that no matter what you're going through today, there's always a new day. It's always better in another side.
You're right. Every 24 hours, it just resets, right?
Mm-hmm.
Get to start over again. And we get
Start
to
over.
do it all the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Comfort, you talked about the two children. You said you have a son and you have a daughter, correct?
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about the life that you want to have for them?
For my kids?
Yes.
My son, I mean, the life they are, I'm not the mother who say you have to do this. In fact, my son was in college. pre-med wanting to become a doctor. And then he changed his mind. I said, well, it's your life. I just wanted, I often joke around. I said, as long as you're not going to share my Social Security, I'm not going to share my Social Security with you. As long as you do what make you happy and also take care of you, because I'm not sharing my Social Security with you, And so I don't necessarily really, I want them to be happy, have a happy home, happy life, enjoy what they do, and take care of themselves. That's all I want for them.
What wonderful, wonderful advice. And your daughter is very handy with technology, yes?
She is. She just finished UGA. She's going to grad school next year. So she likes school. So she says she's going to go all the way and get her PhD.
That's wonderful. That is so wonderful to hear. So Comfort, would you say you've come a long way?
A long way. And I won't change a thing, and I have no regret. Everything I went through is a teachable moment, learning moment, all brought me where I am today. I won't change a thing.
That's so good to hear. Now, because you are in the space, right? You're in the place that you're in, and you're very present. But let me ask you, our audience might be wondering, what is a day in the life? We understand a little bit about Ghana, what that was like. We understand that you lived in a rainforest and you got to play and watch elephants. We understand that you came to this country 30 years ago, this country 30 years ago, and you've adapted and you've adjusted. What do you see happening with your future?
Oh, so much. I feel like my life is just begin. Now that my children grown, so now I have time to myself to dream, to have a vision, to have fun, to travel, just live life. I'm happiest than I ever been right now.
So good to hear that. Do you have a word of advice for anyone who might be going through something right now in their life? Maybe it's a difficult marriage decision, or difficulty with their children, or difficulty with finances, maybe their health. Do you have a word or words of wisdom, something that you can share with them that they'll be able to say, Comfort told me this?
Just follow your heart. See, this spirit that is in us, it speaks to us. Some people call it intuition. Some people call it God instinct. I call it intuition. Block all the noise. This country, there's so much noise. Go inside your heart. Listen to what your heart tells you and follow. You never go wrong. You will never go wrong when you follow your heart. And remember, no matter what's going on today, tomorrow is another day. You can put it down and just start over tomorrow, one day at a time, and you'll be fine.
That's amazing advice. We should all take a note, take a page in your book, and keep it close to our heart. Comfort, I really appreciate you sharing your insights with us, your story. I know you have so much more to tell. And I know that there are many, many words of wisdom that you will be able to share with the world and your audience. Lori, I don't know if you have any other question for Comfort. I was going to say, Comfort, if you have updates that you want to share with the Gratitude Girls, please, by all means, you know how to stay close to us. We'd love to follow your journey.
Okay.
And follow how you go from where you are now to the next page in your book,
Okay.
so that we could watch you and guide you and be here for you as you follow your dreams. So
I
we'd
would
like to
love
invite you to stay close to us so our audience could see how you go from where you are right now to completion, to the success, from one success to the next. Because I don't want to leave the audience hanging, wondering what's going on. I want to make sure that you come back here and you tell us so our audience can be the first to know.
I will.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you.
Mhm.
Hang out with us a little bit longer while we just talk about some other things that I promised that I would talk about earlier.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So earlier, Lori, I was talking about I went live. And to our audience, if you want to watch me do nothing for 8 minutes, it was all because the camera had a life of its own. I decided to try something new. My camera didn't want to turn off. Anyway, if you want to try something new and you decide you want to try it 5 minutes, 10 minutes before you go live, you want to be brave like me, say, how hard could this be? I've done this before a million ways. Let me just try it again. So the reason why I'm going to leave that up there, I should put like hashtag fail, but maybe it's not a fail. It's hashtag I was watching myself wondering, when was that filming me? So I decided to move something like this because I knew that was in real time. And I thought, oh, look at that. My camera's still filming me and I just did that. How is that possible? How was my camera still filming me when I was logged out? Anyway, if you're a real techie person and you want to chat about this, I'd love to hear about it. But in the meantime, Lori, let's talk a little bit about, this is a final show for this year, December. Another year. Talk about another page in the book. If someone wants to come onto the Gratitude Girls show, this is another remarkable, phenomenal thing we're going to talk about. How do they get on? And oh my goodness, when do they get on?
Well, you can get on by going to our Facebook page at facebook.com/gratitudegirls. Make sure you like us, add to your interest, follow us there. So that way you get notifications when we do go live and we have our shows. We have our shows once a month, the fourth Tuesday night of every single month. Then we also have coaching and training free every single Monday night. And then we also have private coaching in our small groups, as well as personal one-on-one or two-on-one coaching too. And you can find that information at gratitudegirls.com/coaching.
Well, Lori, I'd like to add one little piece to our show tonight, if that's okay with you. I was so surprised this week. I'm sporting a gift from one of my good friends. Janice came over and she brought me this gift. But here's the thing. Before Janice came over, I was on the website looking at these earrings. You want to talk about manifesting. So I was looking and commenting on the site, on Instagram, on Facebook. I was on the website. And in comes Janice, and these are Kim Smiley earrings. So I'd like to give a shout out to Kim Smiley and Kim Smiley Designs. These earrings are called Angelou. And when Janice walked in and handed me this bag and I opened them, I had to go back to my computer to show her. I was actually 6 hours, 4 hours, 3 hours before you got here commenting on that particular pair of earrings. And in she walked with them. And I was really flabbergasted. Just the fact that I wanted something and then she walked in with it. And just to take another part of this show to give another credit to it, because you never know when things happen in your life. So thank you, Kim Smiley, for these designs, this amazing design that you have. And thank you so much to Janice Lee for this wonderful gift. The other morning, do you ever get on Facebook at 6 o'clock in the morning? Do you ever just get on your phone when you're hanging out in bed? And so I was on my phone and I decided I was going to look at some clothes. So out here in Niagara on the lake, not far as Niagara Falls, I'm sure you've heard of Niagara Falls. So in Canada, on the Canadian side. There's a woman I know, Sylvia Gratolo, and she has a store called the Fashion. Oh, I'm going to get it right. The Boutique Fashions. I wanted to make sure I said that properly. So it's Sylvia Gratola. I sit to be corrected. And I was looking at these fashions, and Sylvia saw me and we started to chat. And within 20 minutes, I saw this sweater, and today Sylvia personally delivered it to my home. So I want to tell you that you just don't know where your next joy is going to come from. What friend is going to walk in the door with what you've been looking for? Who is going to be up at 6 o'clock in the morning, watching what you're doing, saying, would you like, can I help you? Not only can I help you, can I bring something to your door? Who does that these days? Who goes out of their way? Well, Sylvia went out of her way for me. And I happened to be with Janice. I actually tried this on when I was with Janice today to show her. And I said, this is my New Year's Eve sweater. This is what I thought I would wear because we're going to be home. And I thought my husband would really like this outfit. So I said to him tonight, I'm going to wear my New Year's Eve outfit tonight. He said, oh, good. You're going to break it in for us. And I said, yeah, I guess so. I'm going to wear it on the Gratitude Girls show. And then I'll wear it again for you on New Year's Eve while we're at home, just dancing in the living room. So I want to take a part of this show to say thank you to the people who support us, who come to us, who help us to feel good, to look good, to be beautiful, give us things to purchase and to wear and to share. And I would like to share my gratitude with these people in our lives who become part of the Gratitude Girls show. And Lori, I want to thank you for being an amazing partner and always being there, holding up not only the technology, but our friendship and the foundation of what we do every single time we are together.
Thank you so much. And yeah, so just want to add one more thing. So if you do want to be a guest on our show, like Miss Comfort, send us a message on our Facebook page. So once again, facebook.com/gratitude girls, hit message there after you like the page and send us your gratitude story. Right now, I think all of 2022 is booked. So we are booking for 2023 right now. So send us your story. It'll be about a year before we could get you on the show, but get with us and we would love to have you.
Yes, we would. And we're so blessed to have 1 year fully booked. That's so wonderful. And Comfort, thank you so much for being here tonight. We appreciate you sharing your story, and thank you to our audience. We love you. Thank you so much.
I love you guys too.
Welcome.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.